Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the remote weather office on this Friday morning. It's the 31st day of October 2025, and this is the morning briefing. Happy Halloween. Halloween looks like it's going to be great throughout Northern California. No issues for today or tonight. And then looking ahead into the weekend also looks as though it's going to be really nice. Headlines are already starting to pop up about next week and the rain and snow we're likely going to see around Wednesday night or Thursday. So I'll show you the latest thinking on that and, what to expect as we head into next week. But as usual, I always like to start with what's happening from above. Satellite looks good. There's some marine layer along the coast, as you can see here. We have a system going by to the Pacific Northwest, some clouds into southern Oregon. There will be rain later on today in the Northwest. But for California, everything looks good. We have some high clouds drifting through the southern part of the state, but just a lot of marine layer that will be slow to burn off. And then throughout the central area, we will see plenty of sunshine in the Sierra. No travel issues going through the Sierra today or through the weekend. But again, that might be changing into next week. So all in all, a good-looking morning. Also, don't forget to change the clocks. The only reason I'm remembering that is that by the time I'm recording this on Monday, we'll have sunshine on this satellite because of the time change. All right, so what are we going to do today for temperatures? So as we head through the afternoon, this is around noontime. And let's go to around 3, 4 o'clock. This is 4 o'clock. Upper 70s, Chico maybe as high as 80. This model isn't always exactly right, but it gives you an idea of what we're looking at today. Temperatures nice and mild for this time of year, well above the average, which is currently in the low to mid 70s. Instead today, upper 70s to near 80. Now that's this afternoon at 4 o'clock. As we head into the evening, this is 7 o'clock this evening. So for trick-or-treating, comfortable. A really nice night to be strolling around the neighborhoods. I hope everybody stays safe tonight. But yeah, it should be very comfortable. No weather issues at all, which isn't always the case as we head through Halloween. I've had more than one Halloween scare with rain where people were lighting up my phone and email. This is first thing Saturday morning, upper 40s, about what we've been seeing. And then for Saturday afternoon, nice and mild, upper 70s to around 80. Another shorts kind of day and nice warm weather as we start the month of November. November 1st, up around 80 degrees, not bad. And then early Sunday morning, back down into the 40s, most likely by the time the sun comes up. There you go. All right, so let's take a look at what's going to happen big picture-wise. And this is our 500 millibar chart. This is what's left of Melissa here, now well into the jet stream, being incorporated into the jet stream. And for us, we have, there's that little wiggle that was going through Southern California, bringing those clouds, but generally ridging, and we'll have more ridging as we head through the weekend. This is Monday. A little bit of troughiness begins to come our way. We may start to see a few clouds on Monday, but no issues. And then here's the system we're looking at for next week. Let me go ahead one more frame. This is Wednesday around midday. A nice trough here. However, this is going to be another one of those cases where the farther south you go, the less you see. We will see rain and snow, let's say from, maybe Modesto to the north. I'll show you more detail here in a second. But the best activity is going to be here, the extreme northern part of the state, and into southern Oregon, where we'll see wind and rain. But it's also going to be a quick mover. It'll be in and out of here, so that behind it we get more ridging, so that by next Friday, and at next weekend, we're also looking pretty good. So this is going to be a pretty quick hitter. Now, I have seen some chatter about this being an atmospheric river. So for that, let's look at this. So this is the atmospheric moisture across the Pacific. And here's California, the West Coast. There's Alaska and the Aleutians. So let's see, what day are we on here? This is Monday, Tuesday. So here comes the line that we're looking at. So this is the moisture we are looking at. And like I said, it's being described as an atmospheric river, but to me it's just a cold front. We have cold air behind it. We have warm air out ahead of it. It's just a cold front. It's the moisture that's available for it. And yeah, I guess technically it's an AR, but real ARs to me last longer. So it's a prolonged event. This one zips through here. So you can see here it is on late Tuesday night, Wednesday, we get the rain. Thursday, it sags out of the area. So when we really get into big time AR events that we talk about and should be well advertised are the events where we have a low here and you have the pattern just set up and we'll get wave after wave after wave. And so you can get 3 days of rain and you can get buckets of rain on the west slope and cause flooding issues. So yeah, technically an AR, but for the most part, this is just a garden variety cold front that's going to go by and bring us some rain and snow. Okay, so let's look at the precipitation and what it is we are going to be expecting. So this is the 6Z run of the GFS. And let's see, we're up to Monday night, Tuesday. So here comes our system here. This is Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, so this is a little bit faster than yesterday's runs were showing. This is Wednesday in the afternoon, and then that's Wednesday at 5 p.m. So rain and some snow, probably up around 6,500 to 7,000 feet. And then by the time the sun comes up on Thursday morning, it's all gone. All right, so let's go out to here and see how much rain this model is talking about. Total QPF. Not bad. Almost an inch of rain for Sacramento. Half an inch here on the west slope. About an inch and a half of rain. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Let's see if the other models have been, what the model trend has been. So let's go back to last night's run. Also looks nice. The previous run, the 18Z run, a little bit less. And the 12Z run yesterday, even less. So the models are trending to a pretty wet solution here. So this is, again, this is the 6Z that I've gone back to. Looks like a nice orographic event here. So for the valley, you know, maybe a half an inch of rain, 3/4 of an inch of rain, something like that. Certainly most favored into Mendocino County and points north, like Humboldt County, Del Norte County, and then into southern Oregon. These locations over 4 inches of rain. But then for the west slope, places like Grass Valley, maybe an inch and a half. Placerville, same thing. So certainly a good orographic event, but look at what happens when you go south of Modesto and south of Merced. The rain just goes away. Let's talk about snow. How much snow are we going to talk about? Total snowfall from this model, 6-7 inches, maybe, something like that. Maybe a little bit more in some of the higher mountains. Probably enough for chain controls. And so once again, let's take a look at previous runs. Similar, 5-6 inches. The previous run to that, the 18Z run yesterday, was a little bit more robust. And this is rather typical when we have systems that are multiple days out, that each run of the GFS in this case will be a little bit different. You know what? For fun, let's go out and see what the Euro has to say about this. Let me go back to the precip. Okay, we'll go to precip, and this will be the 6Z run. Let's see what this looks like. So this is, nope, that's still the GFS. Let me switch over to the Euro, the European model. Okay. Okay, so this is Tuesday. Here's the system Wednesday morning, afternoon. It looks similar in terms of timing, as well as how cold it might be. And in terms of total rain, this looks like a little bit less. So 1/2 inch of rain here, but same pattern with heavier rain up on the north coast, and on the west slope an inch, inch and a quarter, something like that. So the models, the Euro and the GFS, are in pretty good agreement for this far out. As we go through the next couple of days, the NAM will get into range. Keep in mind the NAM, which is a higher resolution than either the Euro or the GFS, that only goes out to 84 hours, so we won't really get a good idea about Wednesday until maybe Sunday. But certainly by Monday, we'll also be in the range of some of the runs of the HRRR. So by Monday, we'll have a better idea of exact timing, better rain totals, better snow totals. But in terms of the big picture, dry until Wednesday, mild this weekend, probably trending a little cooler Monday, Tuesday. Then rain comes in on Wednesday, some snow, but not a big dumper, maybe, 5, 6, something like that above 7,000 feet or above 6,500 feet, but enough will probably have chain control. So if you have travel next week, right now, Wednesday, especially afternoon, evening, looks as though that's the time we'd have chain controls. And beyond that, Thursday and beyond, it looks as though everything would dry out. So on this Friday morning, that's everything I've got for you. So have a great Halloween, have a great weekend, and all in all, just make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.